His name is Devin Graham.
Hi guys, aloha.
He makes videos on the internet. This thing you're watching it on, he makes some as well.
Scott's like trying to think of like the most generous person as far as like if you want to build a career, like always be giving, and that's exactly what Scott Jarvie does. And he's like the most like natural, real person as far as like natural interaction. I don't want to give him too big of a head right now.
Hey, I went to church. I got caught up on my vlogs. I'm uploading the most recent one now, and now I'm out on the dirt roads again, obviously. And look, do you remember that from yesterday? They fit so nicely. And I'm gonna go dirt roading with them there because they fit really good. I'm super hungry. I wish I had eaten. Anyways, it's gonna be good. Let's get outside and let's take a picture of my truck with this in the background. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. This is epic. I love it. Oh my gosh. This beautiful. Look at that. I'm really happy. You have to excuse me, excuse the wind, whatever. This is my moment to be happy. Oh, I'm taking pictures of my vehicle. It's windy. Because folks, this is what I do now. I drive up the tops of mountains with my new vehicle. What up? It's windy. That's what happens at tops of mountains. You can't hear me probably because it's too windy. Yeah, all right, this is what I do now. There's these beautiful places. I'm so just happy in this moment. Listening to my XM radio that I'll probably just have for like 3 more months. Or 90 days. I don't know how long they'll let you use it, but I don't care. Look at that. That's Utah Lake down there. This is I've never would have gone up here in the Vins. I could have, but it just would have been too hard on it. And I would have just been like not enjoying the drive. Up in the truck though, it was enjoyable. Look at that. It's so nice. All right, Israel Canyon, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I'm on the west side of the lake. West something. That's where I was last night. If you guys joined me, or was I? I think that's where I was, on top of that mountain right there. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. It's Vega looking at my book. This is fun. You guys just did a hangout.
We did.
And his name is Devin Graham.
Hi guys, aloha.
He makes videos on the internet. This thing you're watching it on, he makes some as well.
Are you YouTubing right now?
Yeah.
Scott's YouTubing. Big fan of his channel. He just put up a video saying, what car should I get? Or no.
Really?
No, it was like, I just got a car, guess what car it was?
Yeah, and I just put up what I got. But you already know.
I do know.
Yeah.
I saw the video.
2016.
I didn't click on it though.
Toyota Tacoma. You two were, I had to go get my camera, Devin, because you two were so cute, sitting next to each other, talking to your friends and fans.
We try and be relationship goals. We're failing.
Oh my gosh. Hashtag relationship goals. No. So what's the deal with Christmas? Tell me about Christmas in the house already.
I travel so much that I don't have
you had to be
December
prepared
to be here, so you start early so you can be in the Christmas spirit. So our time here doing it in November equals what a normal person is in December.
Oh yeah?
Sounds about right.
I was wondering if it was you. You're like, I love Christmas.
Hey, don't get me wrong, I'm all about it.
Devin, your pictures look really good.
Thanks.
I like that one over there a lot.
They're both taken with the D90. Isn't that funny? I have like the
Long
highest
time ago.
cameras. Like I have a 50 megapixel and all my ones are from the Nikon D90.
How often are you taking pictures when you're out there videoing?
A little bit more than you. Not very often.
Not very often?
We always have one on, and I always try and grab a screen grab, but...
Let me tell you a story about Devin. I'll get his reaction here.
I want to hear it. You gotta tell me stories.
So we went and took pictures just up in Provo Canyon
I used to show
of
them
each
to her
other.
right before you got here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was showing them to her.
That's a long time ago.
It was 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2008.
Long time ago. And then afterwards, like I had been training a lot of photographers and had interns. And I was like, photography's easy. Why people don't just catch on to it? And then Devin gets a camera and hadn't been doing it for very long and all. I was like, well, dang, he could do this for a living if he wanted to, photography. But luckily he chose video.
Yeah, I didn't want to be your competition.
Yeah, huh? But I was like, dang, he could do whatever he wanted with this. And most of the time I'm like, oh, that's all right. I train people. I'm like, don't you worry about training your future competition? And I was like, no, I just plan to always get better.
Aw, yeah.
And I don't feel like they would, like if I don't keep on getting better, then they deserve to be better than me and take all of my business. I don't know, whatever.
Scott shares all secrets.
But then
That's what I
Devin,
love about Scott shares all secrets.
Devin could have been better than me. Luckily, he went to video.
I love that. I love seeing baby Devin in all the photos. It was so funny.
Scott's
I want to
filming
hear
right
your
now.
story of this.
Scott's filming so he can get the true story of what went down.
I want to hear your version.
We were filming this horror story from a filmmaker who was directing it. His name was A. Todd Smith, and I was the director of photography for it. And Scott shows up on the shoot because he's a friend of one of the people there. And Scott's like, oh, I take pictures as well. And then he showed me a lens on his camera because he was showing me his pictures, and he was like taking like behind the scene pictures. And I'm like, these are incredible. And I was like, what lens do you use? Like, I'm doing photography as well, like not professionally. And he's like, this is the lens that I would suggest buying. It was a 50 millimeter. He was using Nikon, correct? He was using a Nikon camera. It was a 50, and it was probably like a 1.4. He suggested I buy a 1.8, f1.8, because it's like $100 and it's amazing. So after that, like we just instantly clicked because we both loved photography, and we just became super good friends. And then after that, like Scott's like trying to think of like the most generous person as far as like if you want to build a career, like always be giving, and that's exactly what Scott Jarvie does. So he would always just like come to me and say, hey Devin, like you doing anything cool? I'd love to photograph whatever you guys are doing. And then he like did a lot of my promotional pictures for like Devin Supertramp, like the things we give to media. And Scott did all that for free just because he's this like amazing friend. And he's like the most like natural, real person as far as like natural interaction. I don't want to give him too big of a head right now. Yeah, but honestly, like Scott's just this good, genuine person, and I mean that's what the filmmaking world is. Like the people I work with, like Team Supertramp, all it is people that love what they do, and that's what Scott does. Like he makes a living doing it, but he does so many things for free. Like he may not want people to know that, but he's done that to build up his resume, and everyone around Utah and within the wedding community definitely loves working with Scott because he's just such an easy, real person to work with.
That's awesome.
And then you bought a Nikon.
And then I bought I had a Canon camera, and then I bought a Nikon because of Scott Jarvie. And then Canon kind of owned the video world. They went to the Canon 5D Mark II. So then I switched to Canon, and I've been with Canon ever since. But
Yeah, I feel like you for a little bit.
he got me into that. But like Scott's like kind of signature thing at the time was using the 50 millimeter and the 70 to 200. I did a photo shoot with him. He was using that lens, and then after that I fell in love with it. Put all my life savings and bought that lens. So he was a huge role in the lenses I use even to this day with the movies we make.
And then you did a swimming. You weren't doing YouTube back then. You were doing like videos for BYU.
Yes.
For commercials.
We're doing like a lot of promotional videos for like we'd contact the college and say, hey, we want to shoot a video for free for the college. Just pay for that stuff. So Scott was coming and shooting a lot of like the behind the scene pictures for that. So it was awesome because I got amazing pictures out of this, and I think Scott got good content for the most part.
It was fun. It was fun being around video world.
So
Yeah. So Scott, how did you get into photography? Like at what time did you realize, yeah, this is like what I want to do with my life?
Traveling. So I traveled a lot. I studied languages. So I studied like 10 languages at school. And I traveled, and I took a little camera with me. And I was actually in Belgium, because Elodie, you're from France, and I was speaking French at a supermarket. And I had a camera, and I really enjoyed it. And when I came back, it broke, and then I was like, oh, what do I do? And I'm an impulse buyer, so I ended up just like going to a store, and I was like, I can't afford $200, I'm a poor college student. But of course I left with a $1,000 DSLR. I think I maxed out like 2 credit cards because I don't know.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah. And then just kept on traveling and then taking pictures of all of my friends that were around me. I'm like every opportunity I could, and most opportunities were being around other people because that's how it goes.
True story.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Can I ask photographer? What made you decide to
Does Ellie have any questions? You're so quiet right now.
Oh, I don't really have any question, but I love your food. It's awesome to see you all at the same time.
Dites-moi en question, Elodie. Qu'est-ce que tu fais?
Bonjour.
So,
Bon appetit.
I actually got a Scott book for my mom for last Christmas, and she really loved it, especially the little.
I signed a book to her mom.
Aw, that's awesome. Yeah, Scott's a good guy.
Yes, really good guy.
Scott, I've been storing all my stuff in Scott's storage shed. It's been there for like 2-3 years.
About 3 years.
About
2-3 years.
3 years. So he was like, "Hey, I'm getting rid of some of your stuff. I'm gonna bring it over to your house." So.
And now I have a truck.
Oh, you have a truck. I saw that you have like a 4-wheel vehicle or something
Yeah.
like that.
Some new car.
Moving on up in the world.
Moving on up.